In this module, I'll be talking about making a lean assessment within an overall Lean Six Sigma project execution. The objectives of this session are that you will be able to describe the principles of lean, describe what's value add and non-value add functions in an organization, the types of lean waste, some of the principles associated with lean, also a value stream, what it looks like, some lean metrics, and how you could go in and do a value stream mapping of a process. Where does this fit in within the overall integrated enterprise excellence DMAIC roadmap? That's what's shown on this slide. Key deliverables are shown, and also some of the waste, some of the tools that are associated with lean that we will be discussing. So if we look at the overall swim lane that we have put together for lean assessment, you can see various activities of which we'll be talking about during this module. A drill down of one of the lean metrics is, or one of the drill down of the flow is determine lean project focus areas. We want to look at maybe the project workplace, or we want to look at the people, or maybe we want to go in and look at the systems associated with it. So some of the principles of lean, we want to look at customer value. We want to focus on the value stream. Sometimes what happens is we get into silos and we lose sight of the big pictures. So we want to look at the overall value stream. We like to have value flow, also have the customer pull for a product, and really want to pursue perfection relentlessly. So the value that associated with lean is we want to look at what's defined by the customer. What we think is value as a manufacturer or producer of a service is not necessarily valuable to the customer. So we want to really look at what's important to the customers. We also break it down, our activities, into three categories. One is value added, the other is not value added but necessary, and the final one is waste. So the various types of waste that you can have across the value stream are listed here. And I've gone into more details in the book on what each of these various types of waste can be associated with different forms of business. Sometimes people add an eighth waste, which is utilization of people. Maybe that's underutilized. The principles associated with lean are the workplace, people, and systems. So when we're actually looking at a Lean Six Sigma project and we're really trying to prove a 30,000 foot level metric, we can really start thinking about where we need to focus our efforts. If we think there could be differences in people, well, maybe we need to work on that area. Or maybe it's a workplace or organizations, and putting it all together. So this can give you some idea where you might want to focus your efforts if lean techniques looks to be applicable for your project. So what about the value stream? Well, the value stream is basically looking at raw materials to the customer. Another one could be concept to launch for a new product design. Relative to administration, we could have accounts payable, what's the hiring process, the quoting process. All these have value streams, and we want to look at it relative to the big picture. And each one of these should have a 30,000 foot level metric associated with it. And we want to maybe see what we might do to actually improve that. Some of the metrics that are associated with lean are listed here. We've got financial, safety, quality, and people. Now, I think it's important that we go in and measure these from a 30,000 foot level reporting format. Now, that's not what is typically done, but I believe that that's what's really important, to actually view it that way, because otherwise we react to all the ups and downs. So more lean metrics are cycle time, average completion rate, takt time, that's the customer demand rate, our lead time, value added time, inventory turns, and Little's Law gets involved in here also. Now most of these particular metrics can be reported from a 30,000 foot level point of view, and it has a lot of advantage to do so. The value stream is shown here, where we want to draw a timeline, and we want to look at each of the functions it goes through, and we can look at the inventory that we have between each of these steps, and we put together a format timeline, and we can get to the point that we got lead time and then the value added time. So the more the details to describe the creation of this is described in IEEE Volume 3, Section 14.7. So Chapter 14 describes some other lean tools, observation worksheets, standard work chart, and so on, which I suggest that you look into to see how these techniques might be able to help you with your Lean Six Sigma project. So in summary, we talked about lean enterprise principles, talked about lean value add and non-value add functions, talked about the type of ways, principles of lean, how to view the enterprise value stream in various forms of lean metrics, and then the value stream mapping process.